What do we do? How do we deal with a lawless president, particularly when he is being enabled by a lawless attorney general and by Republicans in the House and Senate? I don't, if you caught this morning, Jerry Nadler literally reading out loud, from the chairman's seat in Congress, in the House Judiciary Committee, literally reading out loud the parts of the Barr report, or summarizing them, that defined crimes committed by Donald Trump, obstruction of justice, crimes committed by Donald Trump. And then Doug Collins, I think is his name, the number two, the Republican, the number two person on the committee, gave this impassioned 5-minute-long rant about this is all politics, and the Mueller report says no collusion and no, it just totally exoneration, just lies through his teeth. So the Republicans are enabling him. What do we do? Regina, what's up?
Yeah, you guys are freaking me out today. I'm thinking that the power of the purse is probably the best option. I mean, I looked it up under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 9, that the power of the purse is really the only limited executive power that Congress has. And in the Foreign Assistance Act of 74, it eliminated all military funding for the South Vietnam, and that's how the war ended.
Right.
And then the one with Reagan, with the Marines from Lebanon. And I'm thinking that if all comes down, then maybe that is the final blow to he just doesn't get any money for.
So you're saying cut off his money. Here's the problem with that. Number one, we've had a couple of presidents defy that, right? Ronald Reagan, there was actually a law passed, and I'm sorry I can't remember the name of it or the author of it. It was named after the congressman who authored it. But there was a law passed that said that the executive branch, Reagan, may not use any federal funds to assist the Contras in Honduras, Nicaragua, or El Salvador. May not do it, right? Explicit law. Reagan sold weapons to the Iranians, took that money, bought weapons with that money, small arms and shoulder-fired rockets, and gave them to these Contras in Central America. And we're still dealing with the consequences of that. It totally disrupted the region. Reagan defied the law. And there was no, he wasn't impeached. He wasn't held responsible. Nothing.
But he had to go out, Tom. He had to go out and do some other illegal things to make that happen. But I know in the Iraq War in 2007, the House passed a bill, or tried to anyway, to stop that war from being funded. But I mean,
a war is much larger. Regina, forgive my interrupting you, but we're coming up on we're not coming up on the break. I'm sorry. Finish your thought. I misread my clock.
No, that's not my only thought. It's just the whole power of the purse kind of thing, the Impoundment Control Act of 74.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But look at what's already happened. Congress, Donald Trump went to Congress and said, I want billions of dollars for a wall. Right? Congress said, cool, we'll give you $20 billion for your wall. All you've got to do is pass DACA. Right? Let these 800,000 young people who came here as children, don't even speak Spanish, let them become citizens. Trump said, no, I'm not going to do it. I still want to build my wall. Congress finally appropriated a little over $1 billion for his wall. Trump wants $5 billion. So what did he do? He said, I'm going to take some of the money out of the military budget, and I'm going to use it to build a wall. And he started construction on his wall. He doesn't care what Congress says or does. And there's enough money sloshing around in the federal government. I mean, the federal budget is a couple $1 trillion every year. There's enough money sloshing around there that I don't think that they can, if the House were to vote today to cut off all funding to the executive branch, turn off the lights in the White House, and just make it all go brown, it would still have to pass the Senate and be signed by the president. That ain't going to happen.
Well, then we're looking at revolution in the street then, because this is some scary stuff right here. And if we can't figure out, and if he decides that there won't be an election in 2020, he can do that too.
Well, there's no legal basis for it.
He can decide that, okay, there just won't be an election because we're going to war or because of this or that or the other. Then then we're done. Right.
Or if there is an election and he says, hey, according to the election, Kamala Harris is now president of the United States, but there was a bunch of fraud in that election, so I'm not going to acknowledge it. I'm just going to stay here in the White House.
Right. I know he's going to try that anyway, regardless, unless he wins. We already know that. But either the Army's going to have to.
But he's the commander-in-chief of the Army.
I know, but there got to be people who will defect and say, no.
But at that point, I mean, now, Regina, we're in the conversation that I had with Charles 5 minutes ago.
That's what I said.
Now we're taking the position that Robert E. Lee took. That the president is out of control, and we're not going to put up with it. We're going to. Oh man.
Now we're back to a revolutionary war with the people on the inside doing the fight. I don't know what we can't do anything. I don't know.